Imagine this. You're on your way to work. The kind of morning where nothing feels smooth. Your bag isn't zipped properly. You forgot to charge your phone overnight, and traffic is worse than usual. You're trying to convince yourself that the day might still turn around, and then suddenly, a small yellow icon glows on your dashboard. Not flashing, not loud, just sitting there, almost politely reminding you something is wrong. You know what this usually means, a small repair, maybe $250 to $300 if you handle it right away. But you pull over, check your bank balance, and see only $38 left until next week. The choice isn't even a choice. You simply can't fix it today. So you do what millions of regular people do. You ignore it. You turn up the music to cover the noise. Days pass, then weeks. The car still moves, so you pretend nothing is wrong. But machines don't care about your pay cycle. The small issue quietly grows into a bigger problem. One evening, when you're already late heading home, the engine jerks, stumbles, and dies, right in the middle of the road. Now the situation isn't fix it later, it's fix it now or don't go home. The tow truck alone takes $180. The mechanic lifts the hood, takes a long breath, and tells you what you already fear. The small repair you avoided has damaged a much more important component. What would have cost $250 is now a $2,300 to $2,500 repair. And it doesn't end there. You miss a day or two of work because you have no way to reach the office. That's another $250 to $300 gone from your paycheck. So a small $250 problem explodes into a $2,800 disaster, only because you didn't have $250 at the right time. This isn't stupidity. This isn't irresponsibility. This is mathematics. This is what happens when you don't have a financial buffer. If you've ever felt like one ordinary Tuesday can destroy your whole month, you're not imagining it. When you don't have money, every mistake, every delay, every emergency costs 5 to 10 times more. Not because you're bad with money, but because being broke is a penalty you pay silently every day. Most financial advice still acts like money problems come from bad habits. They tell you to cut coffee, unsubscribe from one streaming service, stop ordering food, save $10 here and $8 there. But none of that addresses the real problem. The system charges poor people more for everything. It's not about discipline, it's about access. There's an old idea that explains this perfectly. Two people need the same thing. Shoes, tools, appliances, anything. One person has cash, one doesn't. The person with money buys the good version once for $70 and uses it for years. The person without savings buys the cheap $15 version because that's all they can afford. It breaks after a few months. They buy it again and again. Over a few years, they pay $90 to $100 more than the rich person and still end up with lower quality. Poor people don't make bad choices. Their choices are limited. This same pattern appears everywhere in life. Take groceries. If you have $40 to $50, you buy in bulk and save money. If you only have $5, you buy small packs from the local shop at 3 times the cost per unit. You're punished for being unable to buy more at once. Need cleaning supplies? Diapers? Toiletries? If you buy big, you save. If you buy small, you pay more. Think about that. Poor families pay the highest price for essential goods simply because they can't buy in bulk. Your personal inflation rate is higher than everyone else's. And the financial system? It's even harsher. If you have a healthy balance, say $5,000 to $10,000, the bank treats you like a preferred customer. No fees, no penalties, maybe even perks. But if you have $20 to $40 in your account, one forgotten subscription of $18 pushes you into negative. The bank doesn't help. It punishes you. An overdraft fee of $30 to $35 hits instantly. You just borrowed $18 for 24 hours and paid a 150% plus daily penalty. If anyone outside a bank charged you that, they'd be arrested. When a bank does it, it's called policy. Last year, banks earned billions from overdraft fees alone, almost all from people with low balances. The rich earn interest, the poor pay interest. It's a quiet, invisible transfer of wealth upward. And then there's the psychological burden. Money stress doesn't just hurt your wallet, it shrinks your mental bandwidth. When you're unsure how you'll pay rent, when you're calculating which bill you can push to next month, your brain is in constant survival mode. Your ability to plan long-term drops. Decision-making becomes reactive. You think in hours, not years. That's why broke people sometimes take payday loans at insane interest. Why they choose fast food instead of cooking. Why they delay fixing something small until it becomes huge. Not because they don't know better, but because their mind is overloaded. Now let's zoom out to bigger financial traps. Transportation is the perfect example. A person with decent savings buys a reliable used car for $18,000, gets a low-interest loan, and drives it smoothly for a decade. The person without savings is forced into shady dealerships. They take a car worth $5,000, but because of bad credit, they pay $14,000 to $15,000 over the loan term, and the car may not even survive until the loan ends. So now they owe money on a car that no longer exists. Housing? Even worse. Renting at $1,800 to $2,000 a month because you cannot save $12,000 to $15,000 for a down payment keeps you locked in a loop where you pay more to own nothing. The same home would cost $1,300 to $1,400 in mortgage payments if you owned it. Poor people don't just lack assets, they pay more for the same lifestyle. Even time becomes a tax. If you have appliances at home, laundry takes minutes. If not, you spend hours at laundromats, hours that could be used to rest, work, or learn new skills. If you live in an area without proper supermarkets, groceries cost more. Healthy food requires more effort. Transport takes longer. Life is full of friction. Poverty isn't just expensive, it's exhausting. This is why traditional finance advice fails. You can't invest your way out of a money drain. When debt is eating 20 to 25% of your income, no stock market return can outrun that. Before you build wealth, you must stop the leaks. And that brings us to the most important shift, the buffer. The first $1,000 saved is not about growth. It's about protection. That money absorbs shocks. It turns emergencies into inconveniences. It allows you to fix problems early, not late. It lowers insurance premiums. It prevents overdraft fees. It gives you breathing room. With even a small cushion, your decisions become smarter. You start asking, what is the long-term cost? Instead of, how do I survive today? You focus on durability instead of cheap, short-term solutions. You buy things once instead of repeatedly. Slowly, you stop paying the poor tax. Is this journey fair? Absolutely not. It's 10 times harder to climb from zero to stability than from stability to wealth. But once you understand the system, once you stop blaming yourself and start attacking the math, everything changes. You stop playing the losing game the system designed for you. You start playing your own game. One smart purchase at a time. One problem solved early instead of late. One small buffer that grows into real stability. And eventually, step by step, you walk out of the trap completely.